Hi everybody, my name is Patrick, conceptor of Production Soleil Rouge. I will go a bit deeper in the explanation of Recyx gameplay and what it's all about. Of course, at this point, I will have already logged into my account since it's an online only multiplayer game. So after you log on, you choose a town or create one if it's possible. Then you get to this actual scene, which is kind of my home base, where I will be able to expand in a defined perimeter with buildings other than the headquarters we are seeing right now. So the headquarters, first building that everyone owns in Recyx when they start, is where you start your robot, protecting him from the weather, from enemies, and from other players. You can store objects, energy, and software in it. So all basic operation will take place in this building. Here too is the hydrostasis silo that keeps our body safe. On this special one, you can see the Kickstarter banner for the backer of our campaign that will grant some interesting advantage that will stick on your account forever. The interface is pretty simple as you can see, and many will already be familiar with it from other games. Here we have the resources, currencies, menus, server time, alarm light, weather rates, and orientation screen, radar, minimap with filter, scanner, or jammer. At the bottom center are the software boxes, skills in other MMO, with some new thing like energy of your actual battery and both arms your robot is wearing the main skill. Small energy console here too, status screen for durability of your parts, and the speed meter in order to manage your maximum speed if you want to save some energy. In addition to the HQ, as you can see, we have many choice of other facilities to build. Actually, 54 within specific ideology, which are not really faction, just a school of thought. If I have enough resources, then I'll be able to build another here or access some distant function depending on if I already have the building that grants it. Now I run the reserve. Here I can see its name, its durability, resistance, level, description, and finally its function that is specific to each building. The only function available for the moment is to build it. So let's do this. That will bring me in a receipt screen that will inform me if I meet the proper requirement for its construction by looking in all my bases and robots inventories to find all elements needed. I will now have a temporary 3D model attached to my mouse cursor for me to be able to place it wherever I want within my perimeter. Holding the mouse button for rotation will allow for a nice base design. The spot will then be held by a construction site until the work is complete. If I had repair arm installed, I could be able to accelerate the process. But now I will simply gather some stuff. So as you can see now, our scene is pretty empty. But actually, when we're saying that the game is almost finished, we mean that we have over 500 objects finished and in the engine, but we now have to put them together and level design over 50 terrains, make special effects for the weather, weapons, and everything else. Some other function remains to code too, but basically, even if it's hard to show right now, we have all our pieces and not much to do compared to what it's already done. I still haven't shown you the robot's inventory, but here it is. So now I can transfer some stuff into my new building, the reserve that is just ready, and go search for more. So if you like to gather a lot of things and sort them out, craft them or so, Recyx is just for you. All those objects are useful for the crafting of everything in Recyx. Some need to be dismantled or melted down to drop special elements. Because, of course, I can customize all of my robots. Put some add-ons on the parts as we see. Each part have their add-ons. Some optional, some came directly from when the object was crafted and can be removed. Some will need the software to work too. Parts, add-on, systems, there is a ton of them. Here with our unlocked developer interface, useful for test, I can show you some in a hurry. Uh, we have head, we have torso, traction, right and left arm, a lot of choice that allow you to do all of the operation in the game. This inventory is linked to your parts. One for the torso, one for the traction. They are the same now, but in the game, each of them will have their specific spaces. As every object takes specific spaces too in those inventories, it brings a far deeper strategy in the robot build that you will use and what you will focus on gathering first. To optimize your gathering trip, of course. Some objects are too big to go on the inventory. No example at the moment, but to grab those you will need special robot grasping hand. In this case, you will not be able to do anything else with your arms until you drop back where somewhere else. Both arms will take different action depending on the mode you are in. Right now, I'm in a normal mode. I can use operation arms, but weapon will do nothing. In combat mode, for which you will need to press in a shortcut to switch in, weapon will shoot and non-weapon arms will punch. My cursor switches to aim icon when I do it, but unlike other MMORPG, I can't just select my target and spam my skills at it. Here comes your RTS reference, like in Men of War, I really have to aim at the enemy. Like in a little tank or mecha, uh, they say the hand is quicker than the eye, but here's is the cursor that is faster than your torso. So I have to wait for my torso to be well positioned in order to make a nice shot. If I shot like that, it's easy to hit my target. But if I'm moving too quickly, it is really harder. This faulty robot that just detect me and is following now, he got back. The AI is still really basic, so now I will get back for him, shoot him in the back. I can even shoot far behind him. If the bullet strikes him, it's a hit. Now, he was weak, only had one little hit point. It was an NPC, but it could have been a player, even with no name on top of him, because there won't be any hovering names in Recyx. It's gonna be easy to fool your enemy and act like an NPC or use the terrain and obstacles to hide yourself. To know if a robot is a player, you will have to scan it with the proper tools. If it were to be a player that I just gently destroyed, I will be able to loot him like anything else. It is possible to bring this hard function back now because like in rare games today, there's a ton of instances of those objects, so they are really available, and there is plenty of way to acquire them. Also, there is no prerequisite to use them. No levels, no experience or so. If you have it, you can use it. I can bring those stolen objects back home to use them later. So the PvP in Recyx will be very interesting, and with consequences. In addition, there is our physics engine that will allow players an object collision that will damage your robots at high speed. What's really cool is that when I've destroyed a robot, we are far from the end actually. It's just the beginning. It's a race for who will be able to gather the best loot from the wreck. Me or my adversary. Maybe, what a surprise, neither of us, but the guy who was hidden waiting for the opportunity to steal our loot while we were going back to base for free some space in our inventory. So, in my starting area, we are 40 players. What does it mean? If I open the map, I see the actual square area in which I am. No picture of the terrain yet, but Here I can see the whole map of my area. That is all that 841 square or zone. I am on the green one actually. The blue square are the other player base, and the middle one is the provider. The provider is a public building available for all the inhabitants to shop at. You can drop stuff in the public auction house, which works with the barter points, a big market where players will trade together. Everything else is wasteland, without security, with less or no consequence on evil action you could make out there. No security drone either. Yes, there will be those that will act like guards for little protection in the town proximity. So I will have to travel through the other player terrain in order to reach the wasteland. Or you will be able to pay for special transportation. This will prevent the negative affliction of not being positioned next to a wasteland square. Special site will not appear at the same place in every area. All the maps are created randomly except for the middle. So in your area, if you found the wreckage of a boat, a military base, and a plane crash, don't expect to find those sites at the same place in another area. It works this way in order to change your experience and the strategies you use from one area to the other. To travel from a square to another, I just have to reach the edge of it with this line right there. When I go through, I get a loading with an advice and a nice picture and appear on another terrain. You can see your progression on the map only 2 square until I reach the wasteland, where there'll be no more player base or nor the possibility to build anything. Terrains will start to change, and the further you'll get from the base, the more dangerous it will become. More iron heaters, their nest, more mad robots, and less security, as you can see on those 3 ugly pictures. The security level of a base at start, after 30 days, if players cooperate, they will expand the safety of their area. On the contrary, if they do nothing or only fight each others, Iron Eaters will spread more and more toward your base until a complete invasion of your town. You will have then to start over elsewhere. Deeper in the wasteland, more new terrains, more danger, and more energy required for the trip. You have to bring back all your treasure and your robots. That's it for now. We are far from covering everything in Recyx with this new video, but in short, we have to survive in group of 40 players, build your base individually, but try to take part in the common goal. Purge, that is to purge the area in order to go further to fighting with others and fight with other area if they didn't do it before you. There will be special scene directly accessible for quick fight too, only for PvP. So Battleground as you know it, inspired by car games, a kind of demolition derby for the first one, or real existing F1 race reproduction that we will make in a post-apocalyptic design where player will have to race. Not only by speed, but you will be able to destroy every other robot before completing all the laps. That's it. Don't hesitate to comment, ask, or suggest anything. It will be noted and appreciated. We already have some comment on Kickstarter and elsewhere. It's really encouraging. In the name of all the team, thank you for any interest you have on Recyx. Those who want to know more, there is a website at www.recyxgame.com and the Kickstarter campaign for supporting us and to pre-order the game too. Join our channel. In the next video, we will inform you of the next advancement. It will move a lot during the weeks and months to come. Thanks a lot.